Hey there, Monster Gardeners. Thank you for tuning in to monstergardens.com. Today we're going to be discussing a couple of products here. This one I'm sure is one that you're all familiar with. It is called the Trim Bin. Features high walls, plastic construction. It's got a screen for separating your pollen. And it also comes with a static brush to help you collect the pollen from the bottom of the trim bin, which as you can see is pretty smooth. This product has been around for a while. It's probably one of the hottest and best-selling trimming helping devices that is on the market. I personally happen to own one of these, but what I really want is a trim tray. We just got these fresh off the presses. These are, as you can see, a much smaller profile, a larger surface area for the screen, and one of the really cool features that I like about this one, aside from the mirror smooth finish on there, it actually comes with a magnifying glass / pollen scoop to help you to collect the pollen on the bottom of the tray. Really great idea. It also is a great magnifying glass so you can check out your work as you're doing it. Comes with the trim tray. There are 3 different micron levels of screens available for this product as well. This is the 150 micron screen that the trim tray comes with. The trim bin also features a 150 micron screen. So the white screen is going to be your 100. This screen is the 150, and then there's a black screen that is the 200 micron. Obviously for grading different levels of pollen. Now, one of the great features that I really like about this is it stays put in your lap because it has a foam non-slip pad on the bottom, which is a really great feature. Oftentimes, your feet move and you want to stretch out and you're trying to get comfortable, but if the tray doesn't stay, then you're not being as efficient. Now, with the trim bin, if you have to move around or anything, it'll slide right off your lap. So, as you can see, it doesn't take much for it to just want to jump right out. Another great feature of the trim tray is how light it is. I mean, look, take a look at that. I can easily hold this with one hand, move it all around. I mean, it's a really, really light product, but still thick and sturdy enough to be able to withstand all your needs when you're trimming. I mean, if you drop it, it's not going to break. It's obviously sturdy enough. The trim bin, I would say, is a little more sturdy. It's definitely made of a thicker grade of plastic, but in my opinion, it's a little bit of an overkill. It's a great product, don't get me wrong. Over a long period of time, having something this heavy on your lap is going to cause problems. I just don't think there's any need to have it quite this thick. Why is it this deep? I feel like I'm washing dishes or something, because it could hold a great volume, that's true, but does anybody trim with an entirely full tray? I know I don't. I mean, how are you going to get to the stuff on the bottom, and what purpose does the pollen screen serve then if there's a bunch of product on top of it? I just don't understand why it's so bulky. This one feels a lot better in my lap, and I like the fact that the surface area is wider and there's no bumps in my way, and I like the fact that it has such a low profile. I mean, still nothing is going to fall out. Here's an example of 2 things that are going to be pretty large in volume, very similar to the flowers that you're going to be trimming. And you'll notice they don't fall out. They just kind of stay there. And nobody's ever going to be doing this as they're trimming, I realize. 2 or 3 trim bins, you could store like 10 trim trays. So that's another thing. It's a space saver, because some people aren't using their trim tray every 8 to 10 weeks. Some people only do it once a year for a while,
Can I ask you a question, Scott?
Sure.
What about the surface area of the actual, just the screen part of the trim tray versus the trim bin?
Well, if you look at just the surface area of the screen, the total cutting surface of the trim tray is actually going to be 7 square inches bigger than on the trim bin. This is largely due in part that there's no bump outs that are going to impede your ability to store more items on there. So I really like the colors too. I think orange and black reminds me of harvest time. Maybe you've got a Giants fan in your family. These things make great Christmas presents. The company that came out with this product, real good friends of ours, actually had the idea for this way back in 2005. Unfortunately, after some debate, they decided not to make this product until right now. And this was about the only thing that was out there at the time. And this is just a more well thought out product, and I wish that I could have had one of these back in 2005. No offense to the trim bin, but I would way rather have had one of these. I mean, the features are just better. It's got more surface area. It has that really cool magnifying glass. I knew that when I opened up the box and I saw these in them, I knew immediately that this was going to be a great product, and I wanted one right then. Now the price point difference is fairly significant. The trim bin MSRP is $59.99, and the MSRP for the trim tray is $42 even. So you can see there's a significant cost savings there, and in my opinion, you're getting just a better product all the way around. It's not as big and bulky. It's easier to store. There are lots of different options as far as are concerned. You can order them in 3 different microns, which we discussed earlier. It's got the keef scoop instead of the brush.
Yeah, it's actually, you're not going to lose sight of that as easily.
No, this is definitely not going to get lost on you. It's bright colored, which I believe is a great idea because, like we said, you're not going to, not see it, step on it or something, because it's bright orange. This is definitely, if you got some Giants fans in your family, this is definitely something you're going to want to stock up on for Christmas.